in your own understanding, because there was a stalemate between National Assembly and Senate on the formula recommended by CRA on the division of revenue. I don't know in your own understanding how much you understand about that stalemate. I'm sure by now you should have knowledge about it. And probably you would tell us in future how this issue be addressed so that we don't get to that level of a quagmire where the government or the entire two levels of government was at stalemate. Thank you.
No one left behind the vision of CRA. You know, if you look at the Constitution, the articles that bring about CRA, the use of word equalization, equity, equitable share, is very much emphasized. And I think to answer the question from the honorable member, how then, as a commissioner, I'll make sure that we live up to the vision. It's just to make sure that the laws that have been set for, and especially on issues of marginalization, the use of the equalization fund, the equitable sharing of revenues are followed. Our recommendations as a commission are followed by Senate, by the National Assembly in coming up with the laws and the bills in the appropriation and utilization of government revenues. Most of the time, recommendations by the CRA have not necessarily been followed by Senate, National Treasury, and the National Assembly. But again, you know, CRA is a member of IBEC. The chair of CRA sits in IBEC, which is a platform that we have for providing consultations and cooperation between the National Assembly, Senate, CRA, Treasury, so that there are no conflicts. So whenever a situation arises like there was the case in 2019, then the CRA will want to step in as a member of IBEC to make sure that there is proper, can I call it, dispute resolution mechanism, so that we don't occasion such stalemates. So CRA would want to participate very actively as a member of IBEC, and also participate through a lot of consultations with all the stakeholders when coming up with.
One of your responsibilities will be to ensure that the management of the Commission of Revenue Authority adheres to the relevant legislation and regulations regarding financial reporting. The audited financial reports of 2021 financial year indicates that 55% of the total receipts went towards employee compensation. This is contrary to the provisions of Regulation 26(1) A of the Public Finance Act, that's the National Government Regulations 2015, which requires that compensations of employees not to exceed 35% of revenue. There's a complete contradiction here, and this is what has led to the huge wage bill actually right now, which is affecting the whole country, both the national and county government. How will you ensure that the management complies with these relevant regulations?
That money is used as budgeted, because for there to have been a budget of salaries and employee compensation of 55%, then it is either the process started wrongly or other things arose that may have led to that kind of expenditure. So we would want to look at how in the first place we set up our projections as a commission as we seek for funds into the next financial year, so that we don't have situations like what Mheshimiwa was talking about. And that is our intention then will be to strictly try as much as possible to adhere to the law that regulates the use of public funds.
Sharing of equitable funds. Recognize that there are communities which are living in counties which are not, which are classified as non-marginalized. Simply what I'm saying is that you can have a county like Muranga, which everybody believes that is really endowed in terms of resources and richness, but there are some areas of that county whereby people are marginalized based on the formula and the variables used in the formula to never marginalized. What are some of the ways that the commission, if you are going to be appointed, will implement to make sure that this communication
internally? Mwanono tunengiwe ni rais ndo chambe ukambani wo ndewa masako wa Kitui na wa Makueni nituonekaniwe twane wa mwana nikenda nundo wadata usisi ya kaunti susitu si fall katika ila kaunti tuita marginalized, yani si atiwe tina kimaendeleo na uyombo munene wa commission ino niko sisi odhukumiwa mbesa siita equalization fund kana mbesa ila si yetu ndi serikali nikenda siukilia isiyo ila si akenda si atiwe tina nebusenene.
The debt is almost 10 trillion. Now, this debt is not composed of only the government borrowing externally or domestically through bonds and bills, but it also includes county governments borrowing through overdrafts in the banks, through pending bills, high pending bills, which the county governments are holding. And you know that is also a debt. So that comes in to form part of the public debt. Now if you are accepted through this vetting to join the commission, just tell us what your view on this matter, particularly what solution would CRA offer to ensure financial health of county governments are maintained?
First, we begin by giving projections that are realistic. County governments will most times give projections that will be beyond their means. And especially now that the economy is just recovering from the effects of COVID, and globally, I think we are just about to hit a recession, then there's need for CRA to actively participate or execute that mandate of advising counties on prudent financial management, so that we do not have the issue of counties having to go into overdrafts, and not just with the banks. I've also seen either a recommendation counties wanting to be allowed to overdraw, I think from Treasury or something.
However, just to, if this committee approves you and if you're approved by the National Assembly, please look at the issue of own source revenue as one of the what do you call it? As one of the when you're doing the county revenue sharing formula, having allocation of more points or more weight to generation of source revenue and prudent use of resources, because I think we have engaged on this matter a lot. That there is a lot of reliance on the national allocation vis-a-vis the counties being more proactive.
And we shall be encouraging these counties to put a lot of effort into own revenue. Other than that, I would like, through the chair, to thank the committee for hearing me out today. I feel honored. It's my first time to appear in front of a committee of parliament. I feel encouraged to serve You know, today when I woke up, I listened to our school song, and there was a stanza that used to say that we pledge ourselves that in this our generation, we must in turn the weight of government bear. Like now, I'm ready to bear the weight of government. The same reasons I vied in Kitui West. Whatever it is that I felt that I could do, I have an opportunity. Given an opportunity, I want to put that energy to deliver for the country.